Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live. It is August the 20th of 2022, and we are coming to you live and in color on Facebook and on YouTube. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, and we welcome you tonight to our weekly Saturday night live television show. And yes, Melissa Tillery, it is good to have Charlie Platt back. He's been gone from about 2 weeks now. We were almost to put him in the same category as the fishing reverend, but we'll give him an excuse because he has been sick. But it's good to have him back tonight, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. If you are watching us on Facebook, do us a favor, hit the like button and hit the share button so that our broadcast is shared on your page live. That way it helps us get our audience out a little bit broader and also lets everybody know that you're a fan of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Guys, we're coming to you live tonight. We are fully live and in color tonight from our studio at Enterprise, Georgia, our studio in Thompsontown, Georgia, our studio at 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia. And once again, the old fairgrounds at Gray Hodges Park in the tent with the female Dracula. We are live in all four studios tonight, and we're glad to have the whole crew live and in color tonight. We're live all across the great United States of America and in foreign countries where it is legal for us to broadcast. All 57 states and even the state of Baker County, Georgia. We're coming to you live tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, if by chance you happen to miss us, you can pick us up Thursday night at 9 o'clock p.m. on all the major networks. We will be following the rerun of Liz Cheney's Lincoln Ness concession speech and presidential candidacy. What was that noise? It sounded like somebody flushed the toilet.
That was Liz. That was Liz listening here. She dropped her glass.
That was the toilet flushing.
So again, you can catch us on the rerun of Liz Cheney's Lincoln Ness concession speech and presidential candidacy announcement. That'll be Thursday night. And guys, brand new tonight, 174 inches, biggest we've ever been on. 174 inches, and we are live tonight at Shorty Junior's All You Can Eat Pickle Pig's Feet Bar, Custom Automobile Ashtray Menagerie, Ladies Burlap Girdles, Men's Mullet Toupees, and Enamel Bedpan Outlet in Shorter, Alabama.
Man, that got it going on, Marvin. That was Shorty.
Yeah. Shorty Junior's.
Yeah, that's it. Junior.
What about the bedpans again? I might need to call him after what I've been through.
Read that again, Marvin, about that emporium.
Yeah, Shorty Junior's All You Can Eat Pickle Pig's Feet Bar, Custom Automobile Ashtray Menagerie, Ladies Burlap Girdles, and Men's Mullet Toupees, and Enamel Bedpan Outlet in Shorter, Alabama.
We got to go to Shorty's. We have got to go see Shorty.
Yeah, Shorty's up. Isn't there a casino up in Shorter, Alabama?
Yeah, but you could be a winner too, Victory Land.
Hey,
It's not Shorterville, but shorter.
Shorter, yeah.
Yeah, Shorter. Florida, I got to tell you, we got a brand new viewer on tonight. Look right on the screen. None other than the Right Reverend Van Irvin from Newton, Baker County, Georgia.
Baker County, Michigan. He County, Michigan, right up there. I had to call him the other day. About a problem. And I don't even live in Baker County, but it was a problem. It was a
Did he fix it for you?
He fixed it for me. It was a death trap, and I called him. He said, "You just hold on a minute. And I went around and done some more of my business that I was doing while I was up there going around and looking at stuff. And I'm going to tell you what, within an hour and a half, I rode back by the same spot. Somebody had turned the stop sign the wrong way. Now, let me tell you, it was at a four-way stop deal there. They had turned the sign the wrong way, man. And you talk about somebody get killed in a heartbeat at a deal like that come flying through that. You know, I called him. I said, man, you got a problem. I said, I know I don't pay no taxes in Baker County. got a problem, got an issue. He said, well, he said, that ain't my jurisdiction up there, but I know whose it is. And I'm like, I want to have made a sign fixed like it never had been turned before. He, look how many lives he saved right there. Don't tell him. That's cause he dedicated to his job. He got a passion for his job. See, they didn't elect him. They elected him. He wasn't elected just to show up and sit there at the meetings. He's 24/7 county commissioner.
That's what I'm talking about.
I see it, man.
Always willing to serve.
Always willing to serve.
Well, guys,
y'all better be proud of the high man up there in Baker County.
Yeah, they got him a good one. Well, guys, isn't it great to have our compadre back tonight live from Green Ridge Park?
We were worried about it. We were worried about it.
Hey, you had a right to be Queasel, like I was worried about you, and I had a right to be.
I had to reach out and touch him on the telephone. By the way, and the first time or two you touched him, you couldn't hardly hear him talk.
Look at him. I want to make a correction to Marvin's introduction about where we all coming from. Yeah, I'm out there at the fairgrounds, but the Dracula lady, because of the parasite cryptosporidium that I had, they have moved her out. So I'm kind of quarantined out here by myself now. They don't want Lady Dracula to catch the cryptosporidium.
So they don't need to be worried about it.
Hey, Charlie, a vampire probably wouldn't do too good with what you had.
No.
They don't eat a real solid diet to start with.
Mercy.
Look at here. I got a story. I'm gonna give a plug. The Creek tomorrow is hosting offsprings from one of the legendary Southern gospel music groups that have they burned up stages. Them and the Goodman family, if they hit a stage in the late 70s, they had to reinforce the stages, not just because of some folks' weight, but because they was that good and they burned the stage down. The Henson family, and the way I understand it, this is Kenny's son and his family. Now, they're going to be at the Creek tomorrow morning at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. And if Marvin were the man he should be in planning, he would right now say, Floyd, I need you to come tomorrow and just do 10 minutes of preaching. Let the Hensons get up there and get loud, turn it up, and let the Hensons go about 5 songs in, and then let Floyd get up there and do a little preaching. And then Floyd, and then let the Hensons sing another couple of songs, and then give me a microphone and Queasel a microphone, and testify. We would testify and start a revival with all this bigger than a Benny Hinn outfit, because we have been through the fire. Queasel and I have.
I'm gonna have to take a rain check on that. I'm gonna be down there with the freewheelers.
But, okay.
I'm gonna be with the freewheeler. But let me say this: it is no problem, Floyd, if you want to preach at the creek out there.
Yeah.
Because that's why the Hensons is coming. So Marvin ain't got to preach. You can get up there. All you got to do is show up, get up there, get it going on. Bring your Bible.
Listen,
bring your Bible with you, though.
There ain't a man or woman alive that after the Hensons took the stage, it'd be easy to preach.
Listen. I'm gonna let me go a little deeper with my story. I praise the good Lord tonight for friends that are watching this, and thousands of others are wrestling fans and things that saw on my Facebook page that I was in trouble and I needed prayer. And prayer was the only thing that could do any good. And I have to do this. But it's nice to know folks care and get involved. If they didn't, folks would die. Now, the fact that my ex-wife, Christy Holman, beat Marvin to my Facebook page by 7 hours asking for prayer. That ain't got nothing to do with this story,
Yeah,
but
forget
you
about
know,
that.
yeah.
As a matter of fact.
As a matter, if you, as Dusty Road would say, if you will, that is the way it happened. If you will,
Are you and her
and
on terms?
she asked for prayer from me before you did. You tell me what you think. No, she had heard that I'd had this problem, and I'm going to the next few days tell the whole story on Facebook Live. I'm going to do it because it's in my heart to do. I've been very emotional. I came close to uh, punching the clock again, and especially with my heart issues, compounded this problem of the cryptosporidium parasite that drained me of 22 pounds in 11 days. And it's a long story, but there's some things I want to say right now, and then I'll shut up. They always say the big boys are the best. If you're watching this and you see me on the side of the road and I have run off the road and skinned my arm, I need an emergency room, whatever the case may be, nobody take me to either one of the hospitals in Dothan. Let me give you my place I want to go. Dale Medical Center, Ozark, Alabama. If I need immediate care, I'm going to go to All South Urgent Care in Dothan, and folks like Ben Sneed, who saw the need and the condition that I was in, tried to get me admitted to medical center. They were on diversion. Flowers Hospital wouldn't return his call. God had control of the whole thing, and to my mind popped up, well, we got to get something started quick. I said, what about Dale Medical? Called over there, local guy there, I think Carter from Sampson, said, you tell Mr. Platt there's a room waiting for him. And when Sherry got me up there, those folks were angels sent from God in prayer. And they took me, folks, and they nursed me back to where I could be. That's about all I'm saying. I get into details, I get very, very emotional. But Dr. Bobby Landrum and the crew at Dale Medical Center were God sent angels to me. When the big boys couldn't help, the little hometown folks picked up slack, and Floyd, they toted the cotton sack to the other end of the rope, if you know what I mean. They got it. They got it done. Yeah, they got it done, and that's just, you know, I don't mean to be ugly, but if I was still on TV, I promise you, neither one of the hospitals in Dothan would have a sponsorship up there. I get fired just like I did for the last time of that crap. I would not recommend them to anybody. And that's just a personal issue. Healthcare in Dothan, we got some of the greatest doctors in the country. Great urologist, Dr. Williams, that took care of Queasel. I know the doctors are good, but in some departments we're slipping to where we can't even hire enough doctors to staff the hospital, and folks having to lay out on stretchers for 8 and 10 hours waiting to see somebody. Got up and just walked out the door. It's we're in a critical situation, so don't let the commercials on TV of we won this award or we won that award or we're here for you. Some of that's they pay for that. Uh, your hometown doctor and your hometown hospital is still a reliable source of care. And I felt that during this ordeal. And I praise the good Lord for those folks up there because they were fantastic and they were angels. Now, y'all go ahead and have a rat killing. I'm ready to listen.
We're glad to have you.
We are glad you back. But Marvin,
Yeah.
whoa, Marvin, look
Yeah.
at me now. Look up. We ain't praying. Look up.
Me and
you gonna have a conversation.
I done heard. I know what you're
And
gonna.
it ain't gonna be good, and we ain't gonna get into it on air. But if we do a commercial, I want you to change shirts.
No, I'm not changing shirts.
Okay.
Well, what's he doing?
I had.
We
I
ain't get to it on the air. We ain't getting into it on the air. No.
I got a tribute to the man, and I want to talk about it.
But you can leave that part out.
We had a funeral today, Charlie. We buried a former mayor and one of the last two surviving World War II veterans in our community, Mr. Luther Clearman. He was 97 years old at his funeral today. Good man. Served our country all over France, Philippines, even Japan. During the World War II, rode a train. A high school dropout, went back and got his GED and went to Auburn University and got a degree and was in the business of agriculture and served for 24 years on the city council and mayor in Colquitt. And one of the, what did I call it, Floyd? One of the last great generation right there.
The greatest generation. That's it. Yep. End of the greatest generation right there. That was the chapter closed in the greatest generation.
That man right there is the man that talked me into being the fire chief. He called me one day and he said, "You busy?" I said, "No, sir, not really." He said, "Tell your daddy you need to come around here at the house." I went around at the house and he had a little cement bench out there in the backyard. He said, "Come on out here, sit down with me." Sat right there, and he convinced me to do it. And 41 years later, I'm still doing it. He was a great, great man. Great man.
And over here on this side of the river, we had his brother for many, many years, his brother Bill Clearman. And a lot of folks will remember Mr. Bill over here from the Square Cafeteria, several restaurants that he owned, and then in later years, working at one of the funeral homes. Something in that bloodline, something in the well water at their house was good, boys. Well, both of them lived to be in there at night.
None of them, all of them lived to be a minimum of 80 years old.
Yeah.
All of them. But I want to get to what Queasel was saying.
No.
In the funeral today,
you don't need to say that.
I gave acknowledgement to him for going to Auburn, and I said, one time for him, I will cry War Eagle. And then immediately after I did it, Floyd can testify, he was sitting on the front row, that immediately when I did that, I looked up to the heavens and I said, "Lord, forgive me for that."
You have heard of the unforgivable sin, though, right?
I knew you were going to put that right up there with what is it, blaspheming the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
What would Lewis?
If you was a Muslim, the Queasel would kill you right
now. What would Louis Grizzard say about all this?
We can't say it on the air because we can't talk about Louis Grizzard and get by with it.
I know what Louis Grizzard would have said. I don't believe I'd have told that, brother.
I don't believe that.
Don't you believe me and Mr. Luther didn't have some good time and some argument, but it was all in fun. All of it was in fun over the years with George and Auburn. We had a good time. I remember one time he had got some kind of award, and I don't forgot what it was, but anyway, they was coming. I think it was the Albany Herald. That back when we had a real newspaper. They were coming down here going to take his picture. The city hall was up at the old bank on the square. He had an office back there about middle way in the back, and so he was telling me about it. And I know he didn't never keep his office door locked. He'd come by and open it up in the morning, and he'd keep it open the rest of the day, and he'd be gone. So I snuck up there in the middle of the day, and I took all his Auburn stuff down, all his pictures and his Warriors. I took all that down, and I put University of Georgia stuff all over, everywhere. And I put it in there, and Vicky, who was the city clerk, she found out about it, and she went in there and took it down. I'll never forget Mr. Luther called me. He said, "Tully." I said, "Yeah." He said, "I need you in my office." So I went up there. He said, "You remember who hired you?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "I'll fire you just the same way." We love one another.
Oh,
we loved one another. We were steady at each other all the time.
I like to fell out when the preacher, Methodist preacher, got back up there. He said when he first met Mr. Luther, he told him he hadn't been here but about 8 weeks. And he said Mr. Luther told him he was a War Eagle fan, and he said, "Well, I'm a War Eagle fan too." And Mr. Luther said, "Well, I reckon that makes 3 of us."
He stand his ground though.
Good man.
He was a
man.
great
Oh, that
man.
harmonica too, man. He was one of the founding members of the Grassy Flat Boys. Y'all remember
yeah.
I
that?
know it.
Man,
What?
Founding member of the Grassy Flats Boys. Yeah, played at Cotton Hall up there when we had shows in there, man. So what would they be doing, Queasy? They'd be foaming at the mouth and falling in the aisle.
Rolling in the aisles and foaming at the mouth to get up there, man. To get on that
He
stage.
was there when we got started, and
Yeah.
before we
He
were ever
was there when we got fired, dude. He was there when we got fired, dude.
Yeah.
He was there the whole time.
My wife, she reminded me. She said, "Do you remember a long time ago we was talking about it?" She said he called you several times to go with him and play the drums, and they had a band, sort of like the Grassy Flat Boy. They didn't never practice; they just showed up and played. And we played a couple of places in Alabama. I know we played and played in Blakely 2 or 3 times, and he'd blow that harmonica. And he'd call me to go with him and go play the drums. And we had I loved that man. He was one more good man. He really, really was.
He's gonna be
good man. Yes, he was.
Be missed. Hey guys, also want to give a big shout out tonight to one of our regular viewers, Kenneth and Jeannie Spooner. They are celebrating their 6th wedding anniversary on the beach in Cape San Blas, Florida. They just sent me a picture of the ocean, said we're coming in loud and clear while they are on the ocean watching us on the beach in Cape San Blas, celebrating their 6-year anniversary. And we appreciate y'all, the Spooners, for watching us each and every week, and want to wish them a happy, happy birthday. Also had a text just a minute ago, said we're coming in loud and clear from Cody, Wyoming.
All
Cody.
right.
Oh.
Is that anywhere close to Liz Cheney's house?
No, she ain't got no house in Wyoming. Her house is in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah.
You don't live in Wyoming. She just represents Wyoming.
I thought it was some of Liz folks monitoring us out there or something, you know.
But
I don't.
Floyd,
These that
she
texted
didn't-
me would not have been a Liz supporter. Let me just put it that way.
she didn't win you over with that Abraham Lincoln comparison. She didn't win you over at all.
He couldn't even do it for her.
Well, I don't know.
Never in my life seen anything like it.
I thought I've been wishing for a long time. I've been talking to Marvin. He would go help me find somebody to do it. I was gonna put up a fence out here in my backyard, where my chickens could run, and maybe put me something else in there or something. So I finally done got me up enough money, and I got a call the other day, said that they could come put up my fence, that they was going up yonder to Joe Biden's beach house and putting up a fence that was going to cost more per foot than my whole fence was going to cost. And I was going to have to pay for it. You was going to have to pay for it. And everybody else going to have to pay for it. So I can't get no pen because I got to pay for his pen. So
Yep. No fence for you.
What's fair about that?
Yeah, at least Hunter got to go. At least Hunter got to go.
Well,
I mean, are they building a cage for him?
No.
Yeah.
I got a call from over there this morning from our buddy, Mr. Charles Pickle. This afternoon he called me and wanted to know how I was doing. I didn't get to see your promo, Floyd, but I want you to clarify something about Marvin working in close proximity to a peanut field. Would you, since I didn't hear it, and some of the other folks that may not have heard your promo, I want the clarification on that, and then I'll give my opinion. Go ahead.
Can you play the promo, Marvin, or is that too technical?
That's
Too much for technical difficulty.
You must got some bad. You must got him in there because he don't want to play it.
I can go to a commercial if I need to.
No. Go tell it, Floyd.
We was at the funeral this morning, and Mr. Luther's funeral there. The funeral was over with, and we done paid our respects to the family and standing around. And by the way, at the funeral, I have to say this, if you will. the pallbearers. I was one of the pallbearers. We were standing over kind of by some shrubs over there, and our funeral home is Colquitt Funeral Home. Danny Sheffield, he's the mortician. He's the embalmer and the proprietor of Colquitt Funeral Home. And he got some the gentleman that worked with him is a Thompson gentleman who's retired. And anyway, we standing over there. The pallbearers are standing over there at attention, being respectful as we should be. And gnats just eating us up all over. So when I get to looking around out there, and people are fanning. They're fanning with these funeral home fans. And I think, man, where did folks get all them? Everybody bring a fan. I'm looking at they all of this are the same fan. They all have the same writing on them. And anyway, I'm standing over there, and man, Thompson, he's going around, man. He's having out all the widow women and all the women and all. They getting all the fans and all. And here we are, pallbearers standing over there at attention, being respectful. Gnats eating us up, hot, sweaty. We don't get a fan. We don't even get an offer of a fan. And I'm thinking to myself, now this is a high class funeral establishment, and they're good. He's gonna handle my remains when I'm finished with this journey on earth. But I'm thinking, what about your pallbearers, man? What are we? I mean, what are we? Are we like? What are we like? Chopped liver? First it's the fish and reverend. He disrespects. And then here I am standing over there, and we don't get a fan. We don't get a fan. So anyway, I was standing there after the service was over with. Never got a fan. The fans were gone. Never got a fan. No pallbearers got a fan. I don't know. I reckon he's on a budget. But anyway, we're standing over there. Marvin is standing there with a Methodist preacher, and the Methodist preacher got all his sacraments on and everything. Marvin's got his suit on, Marvin is Baptist, and the Methodist preacher standing there with his sacraments on. And Marvin, I guess he was trying to impress the Methodist preacher or something. Anyway, I was telling Marvin, we cut down some pine trees in our yard and had the stumps ground up in bare spots in the yard. And I had the stumps all ground up, bare spots, and weeds coming up and everything. So anyway, I got me some sod, a whole pallet now of sod that I was going. And I'm limited for time. I have to schedule my time. I'm very, very time conscious about what I can do and what I can't do, and what will work and what won't. So anyway, this afternoon I had time allocated this afternoon to lay the sod. And I first thought about my landscaping professional, but my landscaping professional, he was at it's not a funeral with him, it's a funeral with him. So he was at the funeral. And then he was there with his Georgia memorabilia on and all of that. He was festooned in Georgia. And so anyway, I was going to try to get a hold of him. Couldn't get a hold of him after lunch. But he come to find out he was over with the family over there eating lunch with them and having with the family, enjoying socializing with them. And then I got to thinking. I said, no. I said, today is not a good day for my landscaping professional in the afternoon. It's not a good time. He probably is. He probably has the clock probably has ticked to the hour of refreshment, if you will. Some of my brethren out there know what I'm talking about, and I could say more, but I'm not. But anyway, Marvin was there. We were visiting, and I told Marvin. I said, Marvin, I've got this load of sod. I'm going to need to put it out this afternoon. I said, I sure would appreciate it if you could come help me this afternoon. Put the sod. See, two working gets the heat more done. Gets heat more than twice as much done as one person can do by themselves. So I said, it won't be no big deal. Just to pull a trailer up there and throw sod out on the ground, throw the sprinkler on, and let's roll. You know what Marvin said? He said, Floyd, I'd love to. He was quick. The Methodist preacher was there with his sacrament on. I said, Floyd, I'd love to, but I promised one of my farmer neighbors that I'm going to help him pick weeds in peanuts this afternoon. Pick weeds in peanuts. And I told Marvin, I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, now, you can't even prevaricate right. You don't pick weeds, you pull weeds. For all my farming buddies out there, y'all know you do not pick weeds. You
You
pull weeds out of peanut. But anyway, I did it by myself, and I did. I got out there and I worked on it a little while, and I got to thinking. I'm taking up a lot of time, but I'm in a deep thought process while I'm out there. Dude, it gives you time to think. If you want to really get right with the good Lord, get you a pallet of sod, fresh cut sod on a lowboard trailer, and you put it out yourself when it's about 90 degrees during the hottest part of the day. But I got to thinking, I said, I'm gonna go in the house and I'm gonna go in there and cool down. I'm gonna go in there, and get me some cool water and get me some ice water. And anyway, I got later on while I was back and forth. I'd come in and I'd cool down, come in and I'd cool down and go back out and get some more. And I got to thinking. And Nadine come out there. She said, I need to hose you down. I said, here, just run it right down the back of my neck right there. Boy, she got that water hose, skeeted it all down, man. Instant cool. I got to thinking, I said, now, you know what my daddy and her daddy and their daddies, their fathers were doing this time of the year back when they were younger. They all farmed. They made a living off the land. Marvin's granddaddy, same way. All his family, same way. Made a living off the land. They were stacking peanuts in this hot August sun.
yeah.
Y'all know some of you people there's the picture of it right there. And look at that man and look at that kid with him there. Do you think that child right there has got an iPod on his mind, an iPad on his mind? That's a kid. He's probably 8 or 9 years old, and that's his daddy out there with him, showing him how to stack peanuts. They dug those. It probably was in the 40s or 50s right here. It went out stacking peanuts like that, and gathering peanuts went out in the 50s. But I got to thinking about that thing, and I pulled that up on the internet, and I looked at it, and I showed a picture. I sent that picture to Marvin. But see, I got the opportunity. I come in and I cool down under the air conditioner, get me a cold drink of water. The best thing that they could hope for, them two right there, that man and that son, the best thing they could hope for that day was when they got to the end of the road, if they could find them a shade tree and sit down for about 10 minutes and rest a little bit, and then get it right back up and get it after it again. But that kid right there stacking those peanuts, hey, let me tell you what, he didn't have gender change on his mind. He was satisfied with the gender that he was born in. He wasn't confused about what gender he was.
Good.
All he was worried about was helping his daddy, trying to show his daddy he could do a good job. And that was the main thing in that child's life. And he knew that daddy was going to protect him, going to see after him. He was going to have something to eat that night. And he was going to have a house to sleep in. It wouldn't have no air conditioning. They didn't know what air conditioning was. But I was kind of reflecting on that. And, that's one of our things. We reflect and we revelate and all that stuff. But I got reflecting on that. And I'm telling you what, man, that got to me. When I come in this house, especially when I got in here and sat down under this air conditioner, that's humming out there. And, we come a long, long way. We come a long way in our life. We come a long way in our society and advanced so much. I think we've outsmarted ourselves. I think we've got too smart for ourselves.
Well, there's one thing I don't have to ask in my questions about that. I don't have to ask, did y'all get any rain today? Because whether you call it picking or pulling, Marvin wasn't going to be around no peanut field, no way. And it had been cloudy enough over there, a bolt of lightning would have struck and separated him and the Methodist preacher with his robe on.
That's it.
What I wanted to do, I just wanted to be prepared in season and out of season in the event I was needed. I didn't want to overcommit myself, is what I'm saying.
Needed for what?
Oh, okay.
He wanted me to lay sod, and then if I'd have had one of my farmer friends called and said, "Hey, I need you to help me pull some pigweed," I didn't want to overcommit myself.
So you didn't do either. So you did neither.
didn't do either. Yeah, let me move on. We got to go into the trivia time right now.
Well, Floyd, I just want
It is time right now. Southern History embroidery, tees, tumblers, gifts, and more. 109 West College Street in Colquitt. Trivia time brought to us by them tonight. Go see them right there on the corner of the square in Colquitt. Floyd uses them. He gets his appraisal mugs done by them. And they'll do anything that you need. Custom work. Southern Hissy Fits. Dirt Road Sports and Charlie Platt Show trivia time. You'll win a enamel Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show logoed mug. We'll put it out in the mail to you. We need you to text the correct answer and your name to 229-254-5060. We do ask if you recently won a mug. Since we've been doing this, if you would, maybe let's give other people a chance. We want to try to spread these mugs out as far as we can. 229-254-5060. I need the correct answer along with your name. Here's tonight's trivia question, sponsored by Southern Hissy Fits. What was the first posthumous recording in history to reach number one? Let me repeat that. What was the first posthumous recording in history to reach number one? Posthumous means after death. What was the first posthumous recording in history to reach number one? I'd really like you to give me the name of the song and who sang it. The name of the song and who sang it. First posthumous recording in history to reach number one. I need the name of the song and who sang it. Text the answer to 229-254-5060. And you will be the winner of this week's Southern Hissy Fit Trivia Contest. Trivia time right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show.
Well, I got a question, Marvin. What genre of music are we talking about here?
All genres.
All genres. It'll be the first
Oh, okay.
one posthumously awarded.
Okay.
I got a question too. If bedpans that Junior was giving away, they got our logo on there with that enamel like that.
Yeah, they were. Man! So out of the gate, we got a winner. None other than Baker County. Bill Bryan is the winner.
Come on.
And the correct answer is "Sitting on the Dock of the Bay" by Otis Redding. That would be the very first posthumous album that was awarded.
First song, not album. Song.
First
recording.
song. Have to keep me straight
Easy
there.
now, Marvin. Stay back. Stay in your lane. Stay in the lane, Marvin.
So if we run out of them coffee cups, we can give away some Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show bedpans.
That's it.
You don't understand, Queasel. You don't understand. We buy the mugs. They come to Hissy Fits. They just put the logo on them. They come from that store from Shorty Junior.
Well, that's the same enamel.
They take the return bedpans and make mugs out of them.
They recycle them. They're recycled.
Recycled bedpans is what our mugs are made out
of.
Oh. But hey, let's send a big shout out to Mr. Bill Bryan of Baker County, Georgia. He is the winner tonight. Mr. Bill, if you will, just text me. Let me know if you want us to mail that to you or if you're going to be coming to Colquitt and you want to pick that up. Just let us know if you want us to mail it. Send me your address and I'll put it in the mail Monday to you. And you can get your recycled enamel bedpan, Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports logoed mug to drink your coffee out of.
That's great. That's great. Oh, Baker County Bill.
Hey, Floyd, I just want you to know one thing. If I'd have been in town today, I'd have come help you lay that sod.
That's good. That's fine. That's good. I got it done.
I would have come. And if somebody else would have called me, want me to do something, they just had to wait. I said, I got to go help my buddy. I got to go help my buddy. He's in a tie.
But I done bit it off, and I was going to put it up and swallow it. So, how bad it? Yeah, but I made it. Yeah, it was a little tiresome, a little worrisome. But anyway, I got through it. Thank the good Lord, I'm able to do it. Man, they a lot of folks my age ain't able to hardly get out of bed and walk around. Here I am out there. I can lay started. Man, God, so good to me and so real.
Look what
Ooh.
Floyd sent me. I don't know if this was before he laid sod or after he laid sod.
It had to be after because he
What's
ate
that?
it before. He couldn't.
You didn't eat that before you laid sod,
He
did
couldn't
you?
eat that before.
Yeah, you been
No.
hunting enamel beer pan. The house got you a
Yeah,
little.
he eat that after. That was way.
That
That was
Uncle
way.
Billy
After that, he done come in and took a shower and cooled down before he could eat that.
No, that was
is that Uncle
actually
Billy?
that was actually back in the week one night during the week in there. So
Oh, okay.
it
All
was
right.
good. That was a balanced diet. It was good. Got your fruits in there. You got vegetables in there. You got pimentos and you got your olives and you got your protein and you just got your sodium. You got a little bit of sodium content in there, I would think.
Is there sodium in sauce?
Yeah. But what about this sodium crackers, Marvin?
What
What
is
about
is
those
that?
olives, Marvin?
Is that Uncle Billy's sauce on your sauce, or is
Oh
that?
man, that's crystal hot sauce. That's crystal hot sauce right there. That's the best. Put crystal hot sauce on anything, just about anything. Can't put it on everything you put Uncle Billy's sauce on.
Oh
You
yeah.
can put crystal hot sauce on a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Peggy Chambers says she will be using her cup for display only.
Yeah,
Well, she's had to wait 6 months to get it.
no more, no more cup deals.
Yeah, she's had to wait 6 months to get it. She won't let it happen to her.
Yeah, she finally got her cup.
Finally
Marvin.
got it. Yeah.
Finally got it. Got it this week. Yep. I happened to see Buddy C on the sidewalk, and I pulled up on the sidewalk and handed it to him.
How long had you had it in your truck?
About a week.
He didn't have it in his truck though. He couldn't have found it if he'd had it in his truck. He had it somewhere else. Ain't no way he could have found it in his truck.
Well, hey guys, y'all, I know everybody can't be a winner tonight, but we do congratulate Mr. B. O'Brien of address of Leary, Georgia, lives up in Baker County. But we want to every week we do this. We give away one of our enamel campfire mugs, courtesy of Southern Hissy Fits. And next week you can win if you did not get a chance to today.
Marvin, did you get the deer picture I sent you?
Oh, you talking about the one? Yeah, I did. I forgot about it. I'll pull it up. Talk a minute.
That's a story there.
Oh yeah, that's coming from that we were talking about at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, keep talking and I'll get it.
I know you have a lot going on. Marvin has a lot going on. He juggles. He has a lot of balls, if you will, in the air. And
I'm gonna take up for him today, Floyd. He'd be pretty much distraught all day, worried about you and that sod. That was the main thing that was on his mind today was how he had. Yeah,
that's why he called me so many times, checking on me to see how my health was, see how my blood pressure was, my temperature. Yeah. That's why he did. I couldn't hardly lay sod for him calling, checking on me. But,
I know the feeling. I really do.
He means well.
I know.
He means well, and I tell you what, he got them Hensons coming tomorrow, man. I tell you what, that's gonna do. That's gonna solve a lot of his problem with folks. He got them Hensons coming in there. Cause now you talk about some folks that can sing. I hope. What's that one we like so much? He will calm the troubled waters of your soul.
Troubled waters of your soul.
We did not ask you to sing. Okay,
you gonna preach, Marvin?
Marvin needs to say it goes something like this. Not it don't go like this. It goes something like this.
Yeah.
I hope they break it. We need they're gonna have a request time where you request put
I don't know.
request on a paper or something.
But I like that song. That is one of my
how much offering you put in wash tubs he got out there.
Yeah, let me put this picture up here. This is a good one, Floyd sent. Matter of fact, it came from Van Irvin. None other than the legendary Van Irvin up in Baker County, Georgia. Look at that big deer. Floyd, you're going to have to tell the story because that's a recent picture. You can still see the velvet on the deer antlers.
Yeah, he was spraying his cotton out there with a big sprayer, one of the big John Deere self-propelled sprayer. And a scoundrel jumped up and right in front of the sprayer, and he run over him and killed him. And but there he is. He got him hung up out there. He's just before field dressing him, and still got the velvet on his antlers. Ain't that something? But let me tell you that
It is.
any of you Peter folks or anything that might be watching this, do not fret. That is not going to deter the deer population at all in Baker County, Georgia. That
No.
deer. That ain't gonna slow them down, not one bit. I promise you. But he did. He just jumped right up in front of that sprayer, and he said, "Man, he's out." And they run about 30 or 40 mile an hour with them spraying that cotton out there. One that didn't wreck him, but hey, that's a big old buck right there with him velvet horn.
Good gracious alive.
Ain't that something? That's a trophy there. Now he said he's gonna get him stuff. He's gonna get him stuff put up, hang him on the wall.
Pretty strong right there now.
Pretty strong, sure is.
It's that time once again. Time for Floyd's Short Lists and More. Brought to you by Berry Hill Auctioneers. Berry Hill Auctioneers, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of the great, the world famous Floyd's Short Lists and More. And now, please make welcome Mr. Floyd B. Lloyd.
Thank you, Marvin. Thank you for that intro there. I don't know what kind of music is that we got playing in the background, but it sounds like it's upbeat music, like carnival music, like everybody's having a big time at the fair.
That's right. Yeah,
that's what it sounded like. But anyway, I appreciate the intro. Appreciate of course, appreciate all the advertising that Brother Barry Hill does with us. I've talked with him. I talked with him just recently, and he was talking about how great his business has been, and he's just almost quadrupled in volume since he started advertising with us. And he's been advertising with us, right a couple of years almost going on.
Right.
And his business has been quadrupled, and some of the best clients in the world. He's an international auctioneer, Barry Hill is. Some of the best clients in the world step forward and sign the paper to do business with him and trust him with their property to convert their assets to cash. And that's what he does. He does it well.
Well, didn't you say that he got a deal signed in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia recently because someone was over there watching us on?
He had interest from Riyadh, but he decided to turn it down because of the language barrier that he knew that would prevail. And anyway, he turned it down. He said, I'd rather. He said, Mohammed, I had much rather do business in the United States of America, dealing in United States dollars, if you will. So, go ahead.
I couldn't see me or you auctioning in Arabic either.
I auction in Arabic. I was over there. I auctioned over there. So I worked over there. That's what I done when I was over there.
You were speaking Arabic when you were auctioning.
I was speaking English. And they were listening in Arabic, but I was speaking English. I can say one thing in Arabic. Biat. That means soul. Soul, you have to say biat.
How did you tell them to sit down over there, Floyd? When they was out there, how did you tell them to sit down?
Ooh, you out. You can't get in for getting out. Anyway, let's start with our short list. We ain't got much time. We're running out of time here. We got a little extra time in here, but we'll get Brother TC on with us one night to kind of do an interview there with him and talk about some of the grand times we had over there in that utopia of Saudi Arabia. It's a religious, just a religious haven over there where you can practice any religion that you want, anytime you want, as long as it's Islam.
In other words, the following Sunday from this one, the Hensons will not be on world tour over there.
On the short list, yeah, the dates that the Hensons will be playing in Saudi Arabia. It will not. Oh Lord have mercy! I could go on.
Oh.
The short list tonight. That's what they pay good money for. They've upped their subscription to us. and so they can get the Floyd Short list, and they're paying big money to hear this. So we don't want to disappoint.
No.
So, and I've been remiss. If you heard that before, Marvin, and you preaching on about you remiss, I would be remiss
Miss.
if I failed to mention that's an old timey word. People don't use that word anymore because they don't know what it means. It's like prevaricate. People don't use that word anymore because they don't know what it means. Marvin knows what it means, but a lot of people don't know what prevaricate means. It means speaking in an untruthful and vague manner. It doesn't mean out and out lying. You hear me, Queasel? It don't mean out and out lying, but it means speaking vaguely about a subject. This is the first one right here, and I've been remiss because I have not been doing my Pentecostal brethren. I have not been supporting them as I should have, and I regret that because they're some of the greatest people in the world. You talk about staunch people who believe in the salvation of the Lord, and ain't scared to tell you, and ain't scared to tell you, son, you going to hell if you don't change. So, but anyway, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this about our Pentecostal preachers. Picture this, if you will. Pentecostal preachers that have dreadlocks. Man, they be slaying that. Like in football players, they take that helmet off and slang that mess all around everywhere. They want sweat flying and Lord knows what else flying. Can you see
Imagine one of them getting into a shouting fit with them dreadlocks.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Good night. But that's it. Short list. Pentecostal preachers that have dreadlocks. And here's one. Jews that have been Jews that have been allowed to do business in Saudi Arabia. Jewish people. I'm gonna tell you something about the religion of tolerance, peace, and love and tolerance. Let me tell you about them. When TC's stepdad first went over there to do auction, the thing about it, we don't understand. Don't know how them people think. I do now, but I didn't then. And Mr. Parks, Jim's stepfather, didn't know either. International auction company. He goes over there to do an auction, and you put up, these auction brochures. They did auction brochures just like they've done them in here in America for years. On the back, you put a map of where the auction is going to take place. You've seen hundreds of them. There's your map. Here's where it's going to take place. They drew a map of the Mideast. He had a map on the back of the brochure, full color brochure, everything been printed, ready to go out into the mail to thousands of people. They had a map of the Mideast on there. And guess what the problem was? They put Israel on the map. Israel. They identified Israel as a country. Had Jordan, Israel, Syria, Saudi Arabia. This is where it's going to take place. They had a map of the area. Had to go back and redo every one of them brochures. He said they had to get an arrow superimposed over Saudi Arabia, over Israel, pointing down towards Saudi Arabia. Had to take Israel's name off the map. The religion of peace, love, and tolerance that we're trying to do business with in Iran right now with these fools that's in charge. All right, Jews that have been allowed to do business in Saudi Arabia. Here's one. Infidels that have been allowed to go to Mecca. That's it. You won't never go to Mecca. Here's one. Pentecostal preachers that can sing opera.
Can you see Tony Clay starring in Cats on Broadway?
Sing opera. Yeah, it's me. You know who needs to sing opera? You know who needs to sing opera? Italians. Italians. Nobody else but Italians needs to sing opera. It don't work. It ain't working for you, man. You ain't you a honky. You ain't no Italian. It ain't working. It was. It was. Lord, they gonna come over here and torch us down this road over here. Pentecostal women that cannot do their own hair. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey.
It's
Oh,
getting deep.
hey. Lord have mercy. Mm. Here's a short list right here. And I see you, Marvin. I want you to give me a toast here in just a second now. Liquids other than alcohol that people put in red Solo cups. Hold it up, Marvin. What you got? Look here, Charlie. You ain't got one. You got two.
Oh,
One stacked on top of the other one. How many times have you seen that, Charlie?
It was coffee. The reason I had two in there,
Matt,
Huh?
it wouldn't burn my hands.
Yeah. I'll say that again. Liquids other than alcohol that people put in red Solo cups.
hey,
What do you think, Charlie?
Uh,
ah,
Uh-huh.
oh, ain't
Ooh.
about the time for the great smashing over there at the winery. Do they
Now
need the
that's time, man.
preacher?
They're getting ready. I'm telling you,
Yeah, well,
the
maybe,
Willis is getting ready.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he done been over there.
Mhm.
Whoo,
Ooh. Here we go right here. Oh, number of times that a gun has just jumped up and shot somebody.
mhm. Yeah.
Guns kill. Hmm. Oh, here one. Here's a short one right here. It's real short one here. Cubans and Venezuelans that are more worried about dying from global warming than they are from dying from starving to death.
Mhm.
How many of them Cubans and Venezuelans you think are worried about global warming, climate change? All you folks up there in Martha's Vineyard. Huh? Here's a real sharp one. Muslims that want peace with Israel.
ooh,
Here one. Come on, my Pentecostal brothers. Come on, listen. Ha! Oh, glory. Pentecostal churches that refuse to have air conditioning. Oh,
woo.
man. Hey, here's the last one. I'm gonna get out of here while I still can. Muslims that know what a covered dish dinner is.
Ain't no
Y'all is.
big pork loin.
That's all for the night. I done run out now. I done
Yeah.
used up.
It may be a protest this week filed for Flamingo
On the
Boulevard.
boulevard, yeah. I know my neighbor down here on the other end down there, he ain't gonna know what to think when they well, he is gonna know exactly what to think when they come down the road with the torches. My neighbor over here, my lawyer, my world famous lawyer neighbor over here, he ain't gonna have no clues what's going on.
No, he'll be.
Anyway, they gonna know.
All right, Charlie, take us home, brother.
I want to put out a little warning. This political atmosphere we're living in is getting heated up. And this is a story for another day. But there have been irritated Democrats. Democrats are irritated because they have to look at themselves in the mirror. And the older a Democrat is, the more guilt he really has for being stupid. But he takes it out on people who do not believe that Joe Biden and the Democrats are the greatest thing that ever happened. These folks are walking up to people in restaurants and confronting them. So don't be surprised if it happens to you. It's happening, and it's going to get worse. That's why the only thing we can do is pray for this country and pray for one another. It was proven again this week, in the last 2 weeks to me, that God, if you got enough folks praying for you in like manner, and we've heard Floyd say, be around like-mannered people, associate with like-mannered, like-minded people. That's those that believe in the power of prayer, the salvation through Jesus Christ. And those folks all get together and pray. God provides a way. He opens this door, closes that door. I couldn't get to the medical center, praise God. I couldn't get to Flowers Hospital, praise God. He knew where I needed to be at Dale Medical Center. Yep. He knew that the whole time. He led me through this, and he'll lead me through the rest of the recovery period. He'll lead you in your life. Pray for one another. I am so humbled and thankful for all the prayer that has gone up for me. I feel 1,000% better. I got a long road to get back to get strength. I'm very, very weak and very emotional at times. But God is our provider of everything and gives us the perfect path. We just need to surrender and follow his path and not try to make a path on our own. God bless y'all, and I'll turn it over to Floyd.
Thank you, Charlie. Hey, man, it's good to hear you, see you back. Good to hear that strong voice. Man, I tell you what, we've been through the heat of the battle, but we on our way to victory. And I'm glad to have you back. And I do appreciate you reminding me of some of the things that we need to do. And one of the things we need to do is we need to exercise our Second Amendment rights, and we need to be vigilant, and we need to surround ourselves with like-minded people, or you can get in a trap with them. They're uncontrollable, and you can get in. They're unrealistic. You cannot reason with them. But
Nope.
Anyway, we love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning us in. We love y'all. It's been a great show for us. We've had a good time, had fun, had a good time, and hope y'all did too. Go ahead, Mark.
Guys, thank y'all again for joining us tonight. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. We're here each and every Saturday night, same place and same time. I want to give a big shout out again in memory of Mr. Luther Clearman, World War II veteran, 97 years old, served his country and his community with fervor, and we appreciate him. Guys, you know what tomorrow is. It is Sunday. Give the Lord his due. If you don't have a home church or you'd like to come visit with us on Friend Day tomorrow at Flat Creek, we've got the Henson family live in concert at 10:30 at Flat Creek. I promise you, you will not miss out on the blessing if you're there. Also, give a big shout out to Mr. Bill Bryan, winner of tonight's trivia contest up in Baker County, Georgia. And you too can be a winner next week. Just join us and answer the trivia question. Guys, we love all of you. Our scripture for this week is this: therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off every encumbrance and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with endurance the race set out for us. We got to keep running the race, guys. Keep running the race of life until it's our time to go home. Hey, listen, we hope you have a blessed week. We hope to see you back same place and same time next week. Keep your head up. Keep looking toward the Lord. Keep encouraging one another. Keep loving one another and keep seeking the Lord. We love y'all. Hope you have a great week. No matter what you do in life, always, 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 always be particular. Good night, guys.
Amen.
See you.
Good night.